Hi, my name is Dr. James Pumarata with Complete Physical Rehabilitation, and today I wanted to shoot a video that instructs you guys into what I think about as a physical therapist when I'm going to be creating a virtual learning workspace for my 4 children. Now, my wife and I realized that this is going to be one of the hardest school years this year, as our children are going to be doing virtual learning. And what I want to do today is to show you 3 things or 3 tips. I want to show you 3 tips that will help to promote your children's physical wellness while doing virtual learning this year. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is choosing the right chair. Now again, there's a multitude of different chairs that are out there on the internet. There's not one size fits all. But here are some of the basic things that you want to look at. A chair should have a foam cushion and a foam back support. The reason why I recommend foam is that it's more supportive on a children's spine than mesh. When we sit into the chair, you want to make sure that their bottom goes all the way into the crease of the seat. The backrest should be about where the middle of their shoulder blades are. I would prefer something of that height. As well, the construction of the chair should be such that they have actually armrests. Armrests are important because if they don't have armrests, they're going to be relying on these muscles to type and hold up their arms all day long. You don't want that. You want them to be able to relax their arms as they type and do their work. Now, one of the other things that we look at with a chair is a leg or foot rest, a footrest. A footrest is important because, let's face it, our children grow, and they are going to grow. So if they are shorter in length, the footrest allows them to be able to place their feet comfortably so that their knees and their knees can maintain a 90-degree angle. Now, if the child is taller, what you can do is rotate the footrest out so that their feet touch the ground and still maintain a 90 to 100-degree angle while sitting. There are some little hacks that I know that I want to share with you today that you can do for this simple chair here to make it more ergonomically sound for your child. So for instance, if your child has gotten taller, we're obviously not going to use the footrest here at the bottom. We rotate it out to the side, and then we want to sit up tall. And we can see here that his feet are barely touching the ground. So what we do is we put a book underneath his foot, and now his knees are at the proper angle. For him, he's a little bit thinner. So obviously, if he were to sit up tall to be able to do his work, there's a gap here of about this distance, 6 to 8 inches. So what we want to do is to fill the gaps in with pillows that you have in your own house. So what we have here is just a small, simple little pillow. Sit up tall, and now if we rotate him out here, now we can see that by putting the pillow in between where his shoulder blades are, he will be more comfortable. So again, in order to create the right working environment, you can modify your chairs to be able to make sure that your child is comfortable while doing their work at home. So the second thing that we're going to be talking about today is the appropriate length to which your child should be viewing their computer screen. The computer screen of a Chromebook is typically anywhere between 12 to 14 inches, sometimes 11 and a half. So really what we're looking for is for the viewing screen to be arm's length first. So we can pull this to about here, and that's about arm's length. the height of the viewing screen is such that we don't want the child's head or your child's head to be too far up or hunched over too far down looking at the computer screen. Luckily for a lot of these screens, they can be angled appropriately. You can also use hacks, such as a book, to elevate the screen. So now the screen, or the upper third of the screen, is approximately at the child's eye vision height. Now I realize that obviously this video isn't going to be a perfect video. Notice now that the keyboard is over here, so if your child is going to be using the keys here, what's going to happen is that their arms are floating in space. So one of the ways that we do here, at least in our household, to try to hack this is to place a pillow underneath, and now you can place a dongle here and any type of USB keyboard here. So that way the child can still interact with the camera and their class and still type if they need to type. They can still easily reach for the mouse here to be able to scroll, but if not, their hands are here, comfortably positioned, they're sitting upright, and they can view the screen and view their teacher and their classmates from here. If you have the ability to, my own personal thought is to utilize a desktop. So what we have here set up is approximately a 21 to a 24-inch viewing screen. Now, given the fact that the screen is about this wide, this allows the child to be able to interact with their class with a larger viewing angle. As well, they won't be squinting at what the teacher is actually pointing to when he or she is instructing in the classroom. As well, the screen length or the screen distance does not need to be arm's length because the screen size is almost double. So theoretically, you can have double the child's arm length because the screen size is double the size. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is screen time. Now, we all know the data from our pediatricians or from the WHO as to how much screen time each child, based on their age, should be allowed throughout any given day. Now, it's obviously come to a point to where we are asking the kids to do remote learning. So that amount of increased screen time, we really don't know what that's going to do to our kids. So all I'm saying is that for your children, if they are choosing to do remote learning this school year, have a meaningful conversation with your teachers to see if they can build in any time for your children to get up out of your chairs, to make sure that they stretch out between classes, and to make sure that each child in any given day has at least 1 hour of physical activity built in. That's what the recommendation is from the WHO and for most pediatricians in the United States.